April 23rd, 2026, and today I'm here with one of my top students, Katya. Katya, introduce yourself to kind of the people. This is like our third testimonial video for people, obviously looking to break into high ticket sales, let alone join first class. I kind of just want to break down your story. So yeah, go ahead, introduce yourself, tell the people a bit about who Katya is.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's Katya. I'm an artist, so I didn't go like the conventional route. The past few years, I've just been pursuing the arts, working on my craft, putting myself into random spaces, like whether that's like modeling or acting, and as well traveling. So because of that, I have been in hospitality because I wanted something super flexible. You can make a lot of money, and it doesn't intrude on your mental capacities. You can
Yeah.
just show up for 4 hours, leave, and then work on those things that I really enjoy. And yeah, I've just kind of but it's getting old, so that's why I'm here. Or it got old. So
100%. Would you say like your hospitality skills, they like translate well to sales?
definitely, like if you're someone who can hold a conversation, who can diffuse conflict, that's huge.
100%.
And just work under pressure. But yeah, the biggest thing, just being charismatic, able to maintain eye contact with somebody or just a conversation in general. Yeah, for sure.
Fire. Okay. So let's kind of get this straight. So you were one of the first people to join first class back in basically February, like mid, early Feb. I guess what would you say was like the biggest reason you decided to join? Obviously the community, get coached, get placed, as opposed to maybe try it on your own with like the skills you developed in hospitality. Like what was kind of the morale behind that?
Definitely understanding just by seeing everything, like it is clearly competitive, as
Mhm.
well as just like word of mouth. Like I knew the people involved with first class were credible people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just seemed like a no-brainer, honestly.
Okay, cool. What about it was a no-brainer though?
Just that, like human to human, I know who you guys are, and just taking a look inside of what you guys offer, it makes a lot of sense.
And what
Yeah.
would you say is like, you've been here for a couple months now. Obviously, you've been placed, you've made a good bit of money for yourself in sales, right? And those like hospitality skills did translate over very well, and you got some good training. But how's your experience in first class been? Like, if you're going to tell the people who are looking on the outside, kind of being like, what does this entail? Like, what would you kind of explain to them from your experience?
Yeah, I think it's very thorough, especially with me now being on the other side of it and seeing inside other mentorships or like any type of help in that way, just with fulfillment and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys put so much effort into consistency. Like you guys are always there when you say you're going to be there. You're very active in the channel. There's support for congruency, like with working out and everything too.
Hmm.
And as far as being a girl, there's no like weirdness. Like it's definitely a good space for girls to learn as well.
Hmm.
And there's some really awesome girls in the community, which is awesome. I'm saying awesome a bunch of times, but yeah, I mean, it's just like there's nothing weird. Like it's just really supportive. It's really friendly. It's just good vibes.
Yeah, it's like a big family. I honestly think like half the community's girls right now. So you guys have like your own group chat in there, which is fun.
Yeah.
But in that sense, it's like tell us about like your kind of trajectory. So you joined back in like mid-Feb roughly. How soon were you able to get placed?
So like honestly, within
Pretty
a
quick.
few days, because
Yeah, I remember
now,
that. Yeah.
because now that I know, right, I always had a feeling like as soon as I heard about this whole world, right, with high ticket sales, I was like, that's definitely something I could be involved in. Because one, if you are intuitive, if you have common sense, if you know how to speak to people, right, and you know how to adapt to things really fast, like you're never like that person being like, what do I do next? And you're like that person who's like, okay, let's figure this out, let's problem solve. Then
Mhm.
you're gonna do extremely well if you're a personable person and you can think on your feet. But as well, if you're someone who maybe isn't super comfortable yet, I mean, being able to communicate is a skill that you need in your life, and it's going to change your life if you know how to do that. So if in this community, like guys just do such a good job. Like I've seen other students as well who have improved their communication and now they're like flying. But
Yeah, agreed. Like that was honestly one of the reasons I even started this 3 years ago, right? When I got in. I'm like, I just want to know how to communicate better. And then again, it translated to making a lot of money and just like being able to communicate and build businesses and start having a bunch of skills. So I totally agree. Like aside from the money, the communication aspect is massive, and obviously it's helped a lot for a lot of us.
Mhm.
In that case, so you got placed in like record time, like 2 days right away, right? But I guess how were you able to get it done so quick? Like, what about it?
I think just because you guys had the connections. And
Okay.
so I got placed on an offer that I later on realized was extremely competitive. Like a lot of people want to be on that offer because it had a good reputation as well, like a huge following.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, basically your guys' connections and just the fact that I was able to interview properly and apply properly. Because looking back on it, like I would not have known what to say or what people are looking for, right? And that's the biggest thing I think is just getting your foot in the door and having someone actually say yes, because there's
Yeah.
so much competition. And when I was on the other side, looking through the DMs, and there was like rounds of cuts too, right? And I survived like 3 rounds of cuts
Mhm.
with this offer. But then I saw when people were applying, and there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And they're not getting it. They're not even getting open. They're not even getting looked at
Yeah.
because they just right away there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Um,
A
but
lot of
yeah.
people don't understand in this space. The application process and the interview process is a massive component. Like the training aside is great, right? But you got to know exactly how to tackle it, have people vouching for you and actually pushing you through. Like Katya, obviously, she had a good team behind her. She had the offer board, and her application process was crystal clear and perfect. Hence why she was able to outcompete, a few hundred people applying for that same high-end role. So with that role, how long did you how long were you on that offer?
Just like about 2 months, maybe just shy of that. And
Okay.
not and but I again like I my first month, because of everything I had been taught, like I knew what they were looking for, what they wanted. So
Yeah.
then I doubled everybody else in cash collected like my first month with like no experience because I knew like I was fully prepared for what it was gonna take. And
Yeah.
yeah, like I was prepared, and it's just way better than going in with like a bad mindset,
Yeah,
or
that's
I
what I'm saying.
expected it to be hard, which made it easier
Yeah.
instead of like, yeah, expecting it to be super easy. But
Well, that
anyways.
is easy. Yeah. I think one thing for the people at home, because everybody loves to hear numbers and it's like high ticket sales, like, oh, the Katya testimonial. It's like
Mhm.
out of those 2 months that you're really like grinding that offer. And from like, bear with you, like you came from zero, landed an offer in 2 days, and then now you worked on it for 2 months. How much money did you make as a setter on that offer you're on?
Over the 2 months, I definitely did like 10K USD. And that was the first month I was still part-time, also doing hospitality still, because you're like, oh, like
Yeah.
how's this gonna go? And luckily I was able to swing that. But then yeah, after the first month, I was like, I made more than what I did in hospitality that first month. And then I was able to, just leave and go
Yeah, no
fully
kidding.
remote.
Well, you made for the people for Canadians, that's almost 14K Canadian. So
Mhm.
in 2 months, you made what, like almost 7K a month, right? From coming from no experience, which is insane. I guess you being able to make basically 10K USD pretty much remotely, working your hours and just putting in more effort. I guess what would you say that's changed in like the outlook of your life, like going forward?
I think it just provides you with, I mean, more time for yourself. Like you don't have to travel anywhere. And it just makes you so much more confident too, like that you're a part of this. Because
Mhm.
when you're into this industry, it's of course like everybody wants like time, financial freedom, like all that stuff too.
Mhm.
But just with the type of work that this is, you're just learning from people who are at the very top of like the game, and just all the things going on in the world, like whether that's AI. And I think that's really cool. And that just opens your perspective. So like your mind's no longer in these small rooms or small circumstances that like I think anyone, no matter like where you live or like where you grew up, if you
Mhm.
get involved in this, then your mind is just going to open to like, okay, what's really going on in the world and all these different possibilities. And you're just going to learn from really smart people, and it's just going to open up even more things than you thought were out there.
Yeah, and I don't think people understand like this high
Yeah.
ticket sales and info space, we are innovators. We are the first to all these trends, right? Even if you're in as a sales rep, you get to see where the market's going in terms of AI and new tech and et cetera, and being able to utilize them. So very well said. And with that being said, Katya, are you satisfied?
Yeah, definitely.
You're satisfied? Okay, so what is
Right?
it? I get, hey, the money's good compared to waiting, but
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, I thought you meant like, are you satisfied with what you guys have offered?
well, I know that, but I'm saying like in this sense, like what are what's next for Katya? Like, what are the growth, or where do you see yourself in 6 months in this industry?
Definitely making more consistently per month
Okay.
and just even having more authority when I speak, leading Zoom calls as well. Like
Yeah.
I want to grow in that aspect of it and do my own thing. It's just you're just gonna be inspired, and I think it would be extremely unrealistic to not be pushed to do more things with your life creatively in this space and everything. But yeah, just keep growing. I will say that in the past week, there's some opportunities have come up that like I didn't even expect or know about. So I don't want to say too much on that, but it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Pretty cool. And I'll leave it at one thing. I think we had a great chat, honestly. So I'll kind of put a pin on it after this is what would you tell someone? Because you were in this exact position. What would you tell someone who's on the fence of obviously just taking that step, getting into high ticket sales, and even joining first class? What's one piece of advice you would tell them?
I think the sooner you do it, the better. Like really, what are you waiting for? I think like why do you want to do this? And just there's just so much more to gain than there actually is with risking and investing. That makes sense? And
Does
like, yeah.
I use the analogy all the time. I could park 10 grand into the S&P 500 and get 7% return at the end of the year, or I could
Mhm.
invest 10 grand into myself,
Yeah.
right? With to gain a skill that's going to 10x my income, right? So that's how you view it, but 100%. It's always good. Best time to start was last month, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And I would say, as far as like the space goes, like it's really good, like what you guys are doing and what you're offering. And just another like note that I would say
Mhm.
to girls specifically, like a girl like me who knows that they have a lot of potential, but they just like,
Yeah.
they went the art and like hospitality route or like traveling route, and
Mhm.
they just like I always knew that there was something that I wanted to do, but I didn't know what it was yet. Like I always just had that feeling that I want to go see what's out there instead of like going and putting all of my time into something that I know that I'm not going to be happy with, like a career that I'm not going to be happy with. So,
Yeah.
but if
There's
you're
so
someone
many
like
people.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, like honestly, if you're a bubbly girl in hospitality and you have common sense and you have intuition and you know that you could be doing more, get into this industry because there's also other things. Like even if you're like, I don't know about sales, but like just learn it, just learn the skills. And there's honestly like all these different roles within the space that you could then go to actually.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's so many people with potential out there. They just don't have the right vehicle to funnel
Yeah.
that energy into. Right. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I think we had a great chat. I can put a pin in it there overall, unless you have any last words. But
And that's
yeah,
good. Mhm.
Katya right here. She's a hustler. She's put in a lot of work into her skills, and she's obviously made a lot of money in the last few months doing it. But overall, put a pin in it there. Katya, thank you for your time. And yeah, I'll see you on the leaderboard.
Okay. Bye,
Yeah.
Evan.
Ciao.